Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Arishairi podcast. I am your host, JJ. I know it's been a while, guys, but I have been waiting to prepare this amazing special feature for you. Today, we're not going to be featuring a poet and spoken word artist as we always do. We're going to be talking to someone special. He's going to introduce himself, and we are going to discuss an amazing journey that he went through that inspired me and hopefully will inspire you too. Welcome to the Arishairi podcast, Breathren.
Thank you, JJ.
It's so good to have you here.
Yes, I'm happy to be here as well.
Great, awesome. So introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay.
What does Breathren do?
Yes.
List all of it. I personally know it's a lot, so just list all of it.
All right. So yeah, Breathren is a DJ, a selector. I do house music. A little bit of blues as well, rhythm and blues, the old type. And I do some engraving. I engraving on wood. I plant herbs. I'm a farmer.
Specify these herbs, please.
Okay.
Please specify herbs.
Just kitchen herbs, things that you can have, in the balcony. Kitchen window seal.
Oh, the indoor plants.
Yeah, just for.
Okay, nice.
Pika here and there.
Or like rosemary.
Rosemaries and
yeah. Oh, that's nice.
So also do farming.
Yeah.
Organic farming. I think
that's very interesting. DJing and farming, they're not related in any way. The engraving makes sense because it's a form of art.
Yeah.
So how did you start farming? Which came before the other, the DJing or the farming?
The DJing, and then the farming came much later.
After.
Yeah, I was doing before I started doing the farming. I used to do like small time gardening.
Yeah.
In pallets, and I used to sell them as well. It's kind of related because there's the flow, the flow aspect of things when you're DJing and when working with plants, especially when you're doing things organically. There's a way.
The process.
The process.
Yeah. I completely understand the concept of starting something from scratch.
Yeah.
Because the same with DJ sets. I'm assuming I'm not a DJ. I just happen to know a lot of DJs. It starts with one song and then you have to combine others to get a harvest, what you would call a harvest. Okay, so I would love to talk about your journey. So guys, that's Breathren. If you want to find out more about Breathren, follow him on his socials, and we're going to leave them on the YouTube down here, somewhere over there. So let's get into it. I am very, very excited to talk about this, and I am also very honored that I have this exclusive because you have not been interviewed about this at all, which is such a disappointment, but very, very good for my podcast. So the journey. And this is why you are here. Guys, this is why Breathren is here. Tell us about this journey.
Okay.
Yes. How did it start?
So how it started, I really wanted to go to learn about organic farming from a friend of mine who lives in Naivasha. So the original plan was for me to go to his place, live on the land for like maybe 6 months or something, volunteer, just learn the ropes of
be one with the bush for a while,
and get some tips because being born and raised in Nairobi, I didn't know. Like, it's something I've always wanted to do, but,
there's no way you can do farming in the city.
Yes. And even the skill, how do I even start? Because I've been used to getting food,
Yes, straight at that's exactly what I was telling you. I don't know about farming. I just know it lands on my plate somehow.
So that was the original plan. And, I was also like cycling a lot. I was a biker. That was my my means of transport in Nairobi. I was just trying to cut down on
surviving.
Surviving. So the plan was for me to go on my bike to his place, live there for a while, and then eventually now relocate to a place where I can do my own kind of farming, because now I know what to do.
So initially you were to cycle.
Yes.
The journey was supposed to be a cyclist journey.
Yes. And so 2 months before the journey began, my bike got stolen.
Oh no, that's when it got stolen.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, so as I was just, the day was coming and preparing myself. So bike got stolen. Of course I was disappointed now,
most normal people would be like, okay, I'm gonna go by bus now, because my initial plan has been completely messed with.
Absolutely. So that happened. I decided to stall a bit so that I can get another bike. So that was in October 2019. So I stalled for a bit into 2020 around March, April.
Yeah, that was a big stall. It was like a few months actually.
And also, I was kind of scared.
Okay. Makes
that,
perfect sense.
it was all, a mixed bag of, like, it's something you want to do, but then you're like, okay, so the date is nearing. Maybe even the bike being stolen was just...
was a sign.
Procrastinating or something.
Yeah.
But...
so the break was that long because of some sense of hesitation towards the whole idea.
Yes, and there was so even the place that I was living at that moment, I decided to Airbnb it. But then, just things happened. There's a friend who came to stay over, so we had a deal. They're going to take over the rent.
You turned it into an Airbnb?
Yes, because now I was trying to, because when I was going for the volunteering program, I was gonna leave my house in Nairobi. And so I was trying to find a way that it can pay for itself before, because the initial plan was not for me to go there, to live there completely, just get some skills, because I was doing my, pallet gardening and, selling, distributing to guys around. So the plan was to get it leased out, rented as, a fully furnished. So my friend came, and he decided he's going to do that for the period that I was going to be away. But then he changed his mind right again. I was meant to leave in March. So he was like, man, I got another place, so I'll be moving out. And so now I'm left here with the house. I can't leave.
Yeah, again, you have to postpone.
The money for the bicycle, now I have to pay for the rent again.
Yeah. So now the whole plan has been completely messed with.
And then Rona struck.
Oh no.
At this point now I decided, so I'm doing it regardless.
Yeah. Whatever happens. Yeah.
So I decided I'm going to move out of the house, because now this is the thing that is holding me back. So I move out from my place, go to my old lady's place to put my stuff there. She was gracious. She was like, "So you can do that.
It's okay."
And then that's when Corona struck, and there was the lockdown. I think it was in March.
Yeah, it started in March. Yeah.
So bam, banged up in Nairobi again.
Yeah, and you've already sorted out where your stuff is going to stay, where everything is, like, regardless of everything else that was happening.
So stuck in from March, but it was an amazing time being able to spend, with old lady and having all this.
Oh, that's nice.
Interesting conversations about past and so
and time lost, time spent.
Things learned.
So even before you started the journey, you were already experiencing other journeys somehow. So the bike being stolen, Airbnb failing, and having this wonderful moment with the old lady.
Which was timely, because I lived in Australia for a while. So since I came back, like, we never, and because that I just started living in a different way.
Yeah.
You know,
our lifestyles changed.
Yeah, like a big bang, and then you just a totally different person, and guys are like, you know, what's going on? So this was the perfect time for me to be able to try and, you know.
Now officially, like properly break it down.
Yes. And yeah, of course, she's not working, I'm there, and we have full days.
Yes, so, all this time.
So March, April, May, nothing's happening.
You can't cross borders.
Can't cross. But yeah, so this is when I just decided, and I'm going to do this.
Even then, you still didn't want to give up on taking that journey.
Because I just had because you know from deep down I knew this is where my path is meant to, you know, and
to go.
Yes. So around October, that's when I think the things were opened up and guys could cross over counties. And by this time I'd gotten my stuff, you know, sleeping bag, everything I needed. I was just preparing pole. Yeah. And, you know, just mapping out, getting
So in maps. A way, you even got more time to prepare for the journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I called my friend in Naivasha. And
who is still waiting for you?
Yeah, really, because
months later,
this guy is supposed to be coming through.
Yeah.
So there was a time I think you heard about lakes flooding, you know, Lake Naivasha, Lake Nakuru.
Yes, yeah.
So
I actually went on a road trip with some friends to go see it. Coincidentally, it was happening around that time.
Yes. And my friend's project was right next to the lake. So it all went under.
No.
Yeah.
No, oh my gosh. Like, I keep waiting for the silver lining, but it's just...
Yeah, it's just, you know, things are just...
Yeah, it just keeps escalating. So now it's not on your end, now it's on his end.
I was Kabisa.
Oh, wow.
And
that must have been devastating for him.
For him, but yeah, he's managed to spring back and is doing something as well.
Oh, thank goodness! Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, so
so it floods. The shamba is
so
out of use, out of order for a while.
Yeah, he's moved from that place.
Yeah, and that was the whole reason for you taking this journey.
Yeah. So so I decided to shift things a little bit, again going with the flow.
Yeah.
Staying on top of things. I decided to find a different way of doing the same thing. So I just started playing around with ideas, you know. So eventually
that's actually very creative. Like, you didn't get comfortable with being stuck. You're like, okay, I still want to do this, and there must be another way to do this.
So dead end, just find it's like water, you know.
Panya roots.
It will always find a way to the butter. So I got this plan. I don't know.
You put together a whole thing.
Yeah, so the idea was for me to lease a piece of land somewhere close to Naivasha, not the farming side, which is now in South Kinangop. But I can, it's literally...
the side that wasn't flooded.
Yes, so it's actually up on the hill. Like, I can see Lake Naivasha over there.
That's pretty high.
Yeah. So I got this idea to lease a piece of land, and with the money that I would have been paying for rent, I pay for the piece of land, which is 5,000 for quarter of an acre.
That's very fair.
For 1 year. And so I was like, I'll just go live there. And things were also very tight at that moment with Corona and, you know.
Yeah, people not working, money is not flowing around.
Yeah, and that's, you know, we discover how fragile the system can be, you know.
Yes, and how quickly you can just be completely bankrupt. Like zero.
Yeah, and things that usually you take for granted, you know, just the basics.
Yes, food, small things.
Yeah, like, you know. So So I was like, okay, I'll just go and start afresh, make sure like I have the basic amenities, just food, grow my own food. I had a tent, so the plan was to live in the tent.
And the sleeping bag.
And yes, just see how things were going to, of course, like 1,000 tutorials about farming, because now I had to learn from...
you had to teach yourself.
Yeah, from YouTube University and, asking
students of YouTube.
Kamisa. Yeah, so
you took a course when you're planning your whole camping trip now, because now it's become a camping trip.
Now it's become a camping trip.
Yeah.
And so that's how I decided. I set the date for September the 20th. Again, I didn't move in September. I went in October, but eventually went. Actually,
after that, you had to push it again.
Since I started the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's been a year. Yeah. True.
So, so I started the journey from Nairobi.
So you were like, okay, I've gotten enough YouTube skills. I have my tent, my rent is paid, and my sleeping bag.
I moved out. Remember.
And you moved out.
I don't have any. There's nothing holding me back now.
Yes, you're completely free. All right, so after all the planning, you've gotten your YouTube skills, you're packed, and you're free because you had gotten rid of everything, all the excess weight, and now you're ready to go.
Yes, even physically, I used to do walks to Karura.
So you also had to prepare physically. Yeah. When did you decide you're going to walk?
Around March, when I let go of the house.
Yeah.
But then, so the money that, instead of buying a bicycle, I decided I'll just move completely and use that money for settling on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so by around March, I was pretty much set. So that's when I started doing walks to Karura. Just walking everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the bag and, I just stuff it with stuff,
Is it something you were doing before, like walking? Walking exercises?
Walking, not so much walking. Maybe, getting from point A to point B.
Yeah, that's the usual.
Just the usual.
Moving around.
But I've always been, doing the morning rounds and, just trying to stay.
Yeah. How do you know, or at what point do you realize that I am ready and physically, because as you're doing the workouts, when did you know, okay, I am ready to do a walk from Nairobi to Naivasha? At what point?
After, doing the walks for over 4 months.
Yeah. It's a lot of walking.
Yes, you have no pains whatsoever. You know exactly what to wear. The right kind of shorts, shoes. It gets. So you
even had to get a whole get up, outfits, jackets.
Absolutely, yeah. So something very comfortable.
Yeah.
So so you just feel you can. Your body just tells you you're right.
Yeah, at the prime.
Yeah.
You're ready for harvest.
Yeah.
Okay, so after 4 months of walking, your body spoke to you. We're ready to do this. So let's talk about the first day when you started. Where did you take the first step from? Okay, of course you woke up.
Yeah.
Your first step was out of bed.
Yeah.
So from the house.
Yeah.
And then you said your goodbyes. How were you feeling? What emotions were you going through in that time?
Of course, I was very excited. Scared at the same time. Because, this is, you're just taking a leap into...
Yeah, something you've never done before.
It was lots of adrenaline, because, the thing, it's here.
Yeah, you've been charging up for this day, so finally, Yeah,
so man, it was a mixed bag of...
emotions. I can imagine. So did you feel like you were prepared enough? Because yes, you'd packed everything, you had all the skills.
Yeah.
But as you were taking that first step, did you feel like you were prepared sufficiently, emotionally, psychologically?
I thought so. Like when but I don't think you can ever be completely ready. I don't know.
You could never be
because you
fully
start walking
prepared.
like this, you're like, oh man, and there's always that one thing that you forget or something. Like,
and you're like, I better not remember when I'm like halfway through the whole journey. So you're like second guessing, checking in, making sure you have everything. Okay, so you started walking, and how was that?
I had a friend of mine who took the first couple of kilometers, just psyching me up.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to that friend.
Yeah. Mr. Joseph.
Awesome.
So I passed through Thika Road. The first stop I was meant to stop over at a friend's place.
Yeah.
In somewhere on Wayakiwe, Kino area.
Sorry, at what time did you start?
I started at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.?
Yeah, I was meant to do it from 6, but then...
Yeah, I would actually assume you'd start much earlier.
Yeah, that was the plan, get up and, start moving before the sun.
The sun and the heat.
So, yeah.
So like from 9?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to Wayakiwe?
Yeah, so I went to my first stopover was at a friend's place in around Kino. Thank you, Wambui.
Thank you, Wambui.
So of course, kuchoka. Things were heavier than.
Yeah.
Because I have my tent,
Yeah, and you've already been walking.
Yeah. And my chakula for in between.
You were running low on supplies. I hope not. Oh my gosh.
But at least there are vibandas everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So
true. So thank God for the African culture. It has its perks.
Yeah. So that was the first day I did from Nairobi to Kino, and then the second day left with again Wambui and another friend of mine.
Yeah. So you slept at Kino. So that was
Kino.
Day 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Slept in a house. I'm still.
Yeah. You're just getting started.
You just don't move from sleeping inside the house to
camping next to the road. Next to the road.
So day 2 left with my friend and the other guy. Went to Kikuyu to another friend's place. So this was the last day I was going to sleep in the house.
Okay.
So they walked with me all the way to Kikuyu. Did the sleepover, and then again moved to Limuru. That's day 3.
Day 3, yes. Around the same time, 9 a.m. still, or you finally managed to wake up at 6?
Now you're getting to learn from the mistakes.
Past mistakes.
Yeah. So getting up and early, doing a lot of mileage when it's still nice and cool. So I went to have you been to Turiamumbi?
No.
Yeah, there's a beautiful place there. Very. So I passed through Turiamumbi.
So even the scenes and the views started changing.
Yes, the views now you're getting, it's more trees than houses.
Yeah, more green,
less cars. Fresher air.
Let's dig into day 3 a bit. So you've gone through this journey you've gone from the city, now you're in more of the rural side.
Yes.
Your emotions at that time, how were they? Were you still motivated? Were you even more motivated?
More motivated, man. Because just being able to see guys doing farming, getting to see all this and natural beauty and imagining that that's the place that I'm going to. So,
you can't wait to get there now. That's awesome that you weren't discouraged at all. Like I can imagine also the climate changes as well.
Yeah, and also like during the walks you're able to like be with yourself.
Yes,
like,
so now you start looking internally as well.
Because now from this point I know I'm not going to a friend's place. I've
the soft side is over now.
Slowly,
Oh yeah, you like eased yourself into it, which is I'm sure that helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing just being able to have that internal dialogue, just be with your spirit.
Yeah.
There's this elder from Burkina Faso. He usually says that like our spirits were not built for transportation. This the garis and all that.
Yeah.
So
walking.
So like when you get into that gari and zoom, okay, you're going to work or something.
Yeah.
You end up leaving your spirit behind.
Oh wow,
so
that's because it knows walking.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, that's incredible.
So by the time
it's an amazing thought to have when you're actually in the process of walking through a journey.
Yeah.
So day 3, you are at this beautiful place.
I plan was to sleep in the venue, but when I got there, they hadn't set up the camping facility yet. So now I'm
now you have nowhere to sleep.
The thing that I was avoiding has now,
it's happening.
Yeah, so I left the place and went to some random place, in Brackenhurst.
Yeah.
It's like a foresty area. So I just found a place to camp for the night. So.
No, just like an open space?
I had to do a little, go behind the scenes. You don't want to be camping right. You don't want to be camping right next to the road or next to somebody's house. So just doing a bit of stealth camping.
Yeah.
Make sure you've set up the tent before it's dark, because now you don't want to be setting up the tent, with your torch.
And you can't see things.
You can't see things, or if you're using a torch, then you draw the attention to you.
To yourself, true. Yeah. Security as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so I pitched the tent.
What was your food situation by that time?
By that time, I was surviving on fruits a lot.
What, you were jungle mode, kabisa. What? That's incredible.
Yeah. Because now looking into the diet, looking at things that you can have small quantities of, but it's been
it's najaza,
and
they're
durable, giving you the strength you need.
Yeah, the nutrients.
Yeah, so